Our meditation this morning comes from Susan Manker Seal, and I'll read this little piece and then we'll spend a few moments together in silence. We speak to the God, the goddess, the spirit of life, the eternal. We speak to the mysterious thread that connects us one to the other and to the universe. We speak to the deep wisdom at the center of our beings. We embody the yearning of all people to touch each other more deeply, to hear each other more keenly, to see each other's joys and sorrows as our own and know that we are not alone, unless we create solitude for ourselves, and even then, community awaits us. Out of our yearning, we have come to this religious community. May we help each other to proclaim the possibilities we see, to create the community we desire, to worship what is worthy in our lives, to teach the truth as we know it, and to serve with justice in all the ways that we can, to the end that our yearning is assuaged and our lives fulfilled in one another. Let us go now into the silence of the faith that is unique to each of us and still the same. Let us be silent together for a moment. I'll take a deep breath and come back into this space. I called this service Building a Prayer because I really couldn't think of a better way to say what this will be. So I'm going to give you a little background information on it, and then we'll just do it together. So I once asked a very good friend of mine who's also a UU if she ever prayed. It made her very uncomfortable, as she is a stone cold Unitarian. And if you know a little bit about the history of these two movements, Unitarianism has always kind of been more on the side of rational thought, and that sort of morphed into a deep belief in what science could do for us. And so it's really kind of from that perspective, not entirely, but in her mind, that's how she approached it. So that makes her a stone cold Unitarian rather than, as we are, kind of stone cold Universalists. So I know that her discomfort came in part from what she left behind on her spiritual path, and that is sort of some sense of highly ritualized and often rote recitations of prayers that I think ultimately had no meaning for her. And that is not particularly an unusual experience for people who come to Unitarian Universalism from other faiths. So prayer took that one form for her, and she was definitely over it. And she's not unique among UUs for that stance. But that's not what I mean by prayer. Although I want to make clear that I really honor and respect people who do pray that way, because there are many who do, and for them it is a deep and unifying experience, and it just works. So this isn't about casting aspersions on any particular form of prayer that people use. So I looked it up, because you have to. Etymology is really important. So it comes from medieval Latin for obtained by entreaty. It was a word that we didn't even use that word until the 14th century. Now I'm guessing a lot of praying had gone on before that, but that's just not what they called it. I have no idea what they called it. If I lived then, I cannot remember anymore. Here's another one. An earnest request or wish is another way of saying it. Now, I have to tell you, that is exactly the kind of prayers that my sisters and brother said every 6 months when our mother dragged us to the dentist. And we had to all sit we were his only patients that day, 5 kids and my mother. So you had to wait your turn. And if you were not lucky enough to be first, you were sitting out there in the waiting room, hearing all that stuff going on back there, going, oh God, please, if I don't have any cavities, I promise I'll be good. It never worked, but that's how we learn to pray, out of desperation. So now I think I'd like to say that I like a little more expansive view of prayer, one that's kind of free of prescribed words and forms. So maybe a more fluid definition of prayer. I do think, however, that a prayer is directed at something bigger than ourselves. That's my opinion. So, I mean, we don't typically pray to ourselves, but we direct that entreaty outward. Is it about energy? Yes. Is it about intention? Yes. Is it about attention? Yes. All of those things can be true, can be thought of as prayer without ever being connected to a religion. So that's kind of my stance on it. And that's all kind of, ethereal. It's all about in the world of consciousness and spirit. I think there are prayers that come from action directed toward others, acts of love and concern. So someone makes your favorite dessert, that's prayer. Someone helps you haul and spread mulch, that's like 2 prayers. Someone makes you a quilt, that's a prayer. Someone tells you they're thinking of you, a prayer. Someone grieves with you or celebrates with you, and in my view, all of those are prayers. So in the end, rounding up to the conclusion, I agree with Simone Weil, who said, absolute undivided attention is prayer. And so we are going to have some of that today. So this is both intention and attention, building a prayer for the preservation of our democracy. And it comes from an Andean shamanic tradition in which I was trained for, 15 or 17 years. In Spanish, it's called a despacho, not gazpacho, that's the soup. Despacho in the Quechua language, which is the language they attached to Inca ancestors. Pacha means earth. And so despacho is an offering to the earth. Just like Mother Earth is called Pachamama. So that's, and we are in a time of Pachacuti. Pacha means earth, Kuti means overturning. And if we are not in the middle of a Pachacuti now in our country, I don't even know how you would define that. So it is a time that is an opportunity for humans, for beings. It's a turning point. We could decide this or this. It's just an opportunity. So we'll see how that turns out. We're here to kind of put our finger on the scale of moving that consciousness to the good side of things. So these are done a lot in particularly in the mountains, because that's where the Andean shamanic tradition still lives among the Quechua people. They do these for everything. I mean, there's hundreds of different kinds of them. You can, if you're building a house, you can have the shamans do a despacho for that. If you're grieving a loss, they do a particularly special and beautiful kind of despacho to honor the life of the person who died. You can do them for any reason. You can do them if just in general you feel like you're out of balance and you want to have them help you return to balance. We do those a lot, those Aini despachos. But I think the thing about them is that they are tied closely to an action that is about everyday life. The Incas did not have church. The Quechua people today do not have church. They don't all get together and, light incense and do what we're doing here, basically. All of their spiritual practices are tied to their everyday lives. And their saying is, if you want to do something, if you can't grow corn with it, it's not worth anything. Well, so if you can't do something that affects everyday life, why are you even bothering? So that's the background of what a despacho is. They're not meant to be permanent. They're like, you know what a mandala is, right? That beautiful, elaborate sand paintings that Buddhist monks do at the beginning of or during a teaching, which can go on for days. And if you've ever seen them do it, it's like dribbling out grains of sand one at a time to build this most astoundingly beautiful thing. And when it's done, they take it down to the river and let it wash away. because they are committed to this notion of non-permanence, that even something beautiful can be returned to the earth. And that's what I like in this too. It's really like a Peruvian mandala. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I think, and you can, no, you can just put the camera on that. We're going to just turn the camera to the table because that way people on Zoom can actually see us build this. So this is going to require your participation, which I'm sure you will want to do. I will tell you what to do. It's not hard. So what I want to do first is, Stacy, would you come up here for a moment? And if you all want to just gather around, I don't mind, but it saves you from getting up and down a lot. We start this out with two important things. We want to ground ourselves, and that's why we put a stone in the center. And we want to remind ourselves of where we came from. We all come from the water. So we'll put a shell in the center too. So Stacy, if you would like to do that, just put the stone right there. And a shell right beside it. Put it right over the top of it. It's fine. It's already beautiful. We wouldn't have to do anything else. All right, now comes the fun part. You see this big bowl of flower petals? I want you to just fill in all of this space, cover up the shell with the red and white flower petals. These are red and white for a reason. Red symbolizes the earth, and the white symbolizes the snow-capped mountains, which in Peruvian tradition are really related to the sky. So this is earth and sky that we're going to bring to this despacho. So just help yourselves. Don't be shy. Start in the middle, work your way out. It doesn't matter if they're neat. And be generous. The one thing you don't want to be is stingy with your offering. Okay, thank you.
Still hoping for soup.
Keep going, keep going. Personally, I wouldn't mind it if the whole bowl was empty. Why not?
They smell so good.
They do, don't they?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Judy? Okay. They do. There's nothing that smells well. Roses smell nice too, but you can always depend on carnations to smell sweet. That's one of the things I liked about them. The other thing I would say is that even though this is a ceremony of building a prayer, in the Peruvian tradition, it's not done silently. I mean, little kids are running around, people are talking to each other. So don't feel like you need to be quiet as we build this. That would be a sadness, I think. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. Okay, now, this is going to take a little manual dexterity, but I know you can do it. See these bay leaves here? You are, how many of us are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, almost all of you. Well, actually all of you. I want each of you to pick up 3 bay leaves, and you put the stem ends together and make a trio. And I'll show you what to do with them. The other thing I would like you to do as you put yours together is breathe into it whatever prayer you might have for the preservation of democracy or for the people who are living in this country. Breathe your prayer into it, and then we're going to start and we're going to go north, south, east, west, and then we're going to fill in around the edge. Now, I have, traditionally, these are done with coca leaves, which, as you might guess, are hard to come by in the United States. But I happen to have some that I have been saving for years when you could still get them out of the country. So I'm going to start by breathing my prayer into it. And I'm just going to put it like that. So we're going to go north. Would you like to do south? So our American tradition is that we use bay leaves because, well, you just have to. And I would point the stems into the center so that the leaves are fanning out.
Stems to the side.
Yeah. Actually, that's a better way than I did it. Just put them in along the edge of the flowers like that. Okay, next.
Pass it out. Pass it out.
Yep.
Round it. Oh, yes. Look at you. Oh, look at you. There's some.
Carmen, there's 3 for you.
There's 3. So we got east and west on there yet?
We've got east, time for west.
And so back to Judy. I'm going.
Okay,
Tom needs some, right? Going.
and yes, I would just start like one there and one
It's
there.
west.
Where's Tom?
Oh, sorry.
One right there.
Golden.
Hmm.
Very restricted.
Ooh. We could just get the leaves. If we don't want to do the extractions, we like them. They use coca leaves in the mountains to help them deal with the lack of oxygen. It really improves oxygenation, so that's what they use. They chew them.
So I can put it anywhere?
I would put one right there. A little bit further over here, yeah. Pat, you want to come around me? I would put one there. Judy, right there. Yeah, that's a good place for one. One right there. A good spot here. And I'm gonna make a good spot here. Always a good spot. Everybody get to do one? Just imagine the energy that now surrounds this despacho based on what you feel, what you want to pray for in terms of making our world a better place. All right, well, now that we have laid the groundwork, now we're going to start filling in the center. And the things, I have brought some things that we'll do first, and then the things that you brought, we can add on to the top before we're done with it. So, this part I'll do because nobody needs to get too messed up with this. You always put sugar in your despacho because it's a symbol of purity of intent. So. And like I said, you don't want to be stingy. All right, so now I think we're going to put some small, well, we're going to do the herbs first. All right, this is lavender. And so I need a couple of people to come take a couple of those. And I'll show you where to put them. Yeah, that's good. Make an artful arrangement on the right side. Right. And Judy, if you want to put one on the left, that's fine. Lavender is about peace and devotion. So as we think about our desire for peace in this country, and also, I don't know if it's a popular thing to think about devotion, but I find when I think of that word, I think that's what describes how I feel about my country. I love my country. I can't imagine living anywhere else. I can't imagine running from it to escape what's happening now. That's devotion, and that's what we feel. All right. Sage. Oh, we need a lot of this. So I need some people to come up and take some sage leaves. Sage is for protection against evil.
We need a
Where
lot
does
of
it go?
that.
Protection against
Right.
evil.
Where does it go?
I think you can just put it like around the edges, artfully, of course.
Oh, smells so.
It does smell good.
Mhm.
Banishing the negative, that's what sage is. And heaven knows we have a lot of negative crap going on around us.
Are they supposed to be three together or not?
Oh, but I like that. That's-
You sure?
Yeah. Intention and attention, not perfection. I like the asymmetry myself. All right, I'm gonna do a couple of things. And typically, there are things we put on the right side and things we put on the left side. We're not gonna be too focused on that, but a couple of things I will. So tobacco goes on the left side, and that is just typically known as an offering to Mother Earth. And I have some iron here. And so since there's so little of it, iron is about grounding. You can actually buy kits to do despachos.
So the iron goes on the same side as.
The iron goes on the left, is the same side as the tobacco, and that is, it isn't protection, it's strength. Think about how strong iron makes us feel. All right. Oh, I think I want to I'll put another one. Copal is an incense that's used a lot in Peru and other places. Copal, C-O-P-A-L. And we're not going to burn it, but we're going to add some to our despacho because it promotes harmony, which of course we need a lot of. So I'm not going to be stingy with the copal. Some big chunks in there. All right, so now I need someone who likes to do, no, one more thing. It's hard to say this, they're called guarungos. And they are little seeds that have both a black side and a white side. And we always put these in the despacho because they can represent duality, but I think for us, they represent the choice. We have a choice now about which way our country goes. And so there's one way and there's another way. So we get to choose some of that. All right, now on the right side, I need someone, Pat, come right up here. I want you don't have to put it in your hands, but I want you to, no, just take it in there. And I want you to sprinkle that along the right side.
What is it?
It's llama fat.
Oh.
Just put it all in there. The right side of the despacho is about abundance. And fat represents an abundance of energy. And that's why we put it in there. Now, if you don't have llama fat, you can use bacon grease for there. Or you can use, I use oftentimes a plain suet. All right, Charlotte? I want you to put that on the right side as well. Money just represents abundance in every form. This is one form that we use. But money also goes on the right side. All right, so now we're going to come to some of our other herbs and spices. So I need a couple of people who can take the Queen Anne's lace and distribute it around the despacho. Any takers?
Inside, outside.
Inside, anywhere you think they look good. Queen Anne's lace is about sanctuary. And that's what we have here. We have sanctuary. And there are other places that can be sanctuaries as well. But this is about the creation of sanctuary for ourselves and others.
Uh-oh. That'll learn. It's about perfection. It is. They want to mess up with the original publication. No, they had a spot, they don't want to mess it up.
All right, time is about courage. And so I have a fair amount of time because I think we need a fair amount of courage. So who wants to be my time distributors? And again, that can go any place you find an opening. Yeah.
I love the smell of time.
Mhm. Perfect, 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 perfect. Perfect in its imperfection. Okay, let's see here. Here's my base.
That's you in the chat, so come toward me. Toward me, there we go.
All right, I'm gonna add a couple of things. We always put something gold and something silver in the despacho. Gold is wisdom, silver is intuition. Or you could say this is knowledge, this is intuition. Those two things have to exist together. So we'll put that right there. Okay, now I need someone who likes. Oh, I know, these are fun. I need somebody to sprinkle some sprinkles on the despacho because it's about joy, it's about celebration. And we have to have that as part of our making our way in the world.
Talking Jimmy's there?
Jimmy's, yeah.
Water.
Get low and put a lot of them on there, don't be chintzy.
Cheesy.
If you're gonna make an offer, make a big one, I say. Thank you. And also, Tom asked me this earlier, chocolate. Mother Earth loves chocolate, and because this is an offering we're making to her, as well as the rest of the universe, we have chocolate. So I think if people would like to come up and put some chocolate in the despacho.
I think just.
That's what I wanted.
I need to prepare. Stage. I'll sneak in chocolate rosemary.
Yeah.
Mix mine in.
The shaman has to be paid.
Next time for tonight.
I did, but in our generosity, we're sharing it with Mother Earth. All right. There are some things that go in the middle. This is a lima bean, which let me say I would never eat, but it symbolizes protection. And we do need protection from some of the forces that are afoot. So I'm just going to put that right in there. All right, I need someone who can put some raisins in here for me. Raisins. You may wonder why. Raisins represent our ancestors. And so when we think about the preservation of our democracy, and put them right in the center, our ancestors had a lot to do with that. And so we honor them, and we also call upon them, because in our DNA, in our genetic codes, is some of that is the result of their life experiences. And sometimes DNA isn't biological. Sometimes DNA is cognitive and emotional. I mean, if you think about the stuff you learned from your parents, whether you thought it was good or bad, that stuff is still in there. Some of it we pay other people to get rid of, right? And some of it we do ourselves. I mean, I find myself doing things that my father taught me to do, And I would never vary from them. Change your oil when they tell you to. Keep your car clean. And if you've got shoes that require polish, by God, you better polish them. So that's the good stuff. There's some stuff I left behind it, which is fine. All right. So now it's time for the Black-Eyed Susans, which represent justice. And what I would like is if someone or someones would take the Black-Eyed Susans and just make a circle of them, kind of in the middle of the despacho. We have a desperate need for justice.
State flower in there.
Even better, close to the center of governance. All right, so Black-Eyed Susans for justice. Right, I am going to put these in after you take that picture. I have two oak leaves. Oak symbolizes strength. And these two, strength. And this oak leaf came from a tree on a neighborhood that I walk in. And this tree is enormous, enormous. It is, it's gotta be at least 200 or 300 years old. It has survived through all of the things that have happened around it in this urban area. This is from a little scarlet oak that's probably less than 10 years old. You know, and so I bring both of them. They're slightly different kinds of oak trees, but they bring strength. And trees are amazing beings because they also teach us about adaptability and flexibility. I mean, you know how if in a big windstorm, a tree will just sway with the wind. They don't all fall over in the wind. Bradford pears, that's another story, but oak trees seldom do. So I'm going to put the oak leaves right here because we need a lot of strength right now. And I have here some rosemary, which is about remembrance. About what? Remembrance. It's about remembering who we are as Americans. It's about remembering what democracy can be like. It's about remembering that we have made progress over the years, not perfection, but progress towards equality for all. Remembering, we have to remember what we're good at in order to protect ourselves from what is not good that's happening. So if someone would just put some rosemary on that despacho, I think that'd be great. It doesn't have to go in a particular place. That was lavender. My lavender doesn't have flowers on it. That's why you can't tell. Thank you. I brought some basil, but I can't remember what basil stands for. But I think that's okay. So maybe we'll just have basil be the mystery.
The mysteries of life.
The mysteries of life. What the heck? All right. This is cotton. Cotton represents our dreams and aspirations. And it always goes at the top. All right, at this time, I would like to ask if you brought something to put in the despacho, this would be a good time to do that. We do not cast aspersions on those who didn't, because as you see, we had plenty of things to put in here.
Oh. We need scissors too. This is a seed pod.
Oh, it's a seed pod Marilyn is putting in.
Seed pod?
A seed pod.
Seed pod from Balloon's office.
What?
Seed pod.
And why that?
It's perennial, it will come back again and again.
Oh, it's a perennial. It will come back every year. Perfect. Hold that up really small.
This is a drawing of a protest banner that says free speech. And this is protection for all those who are out there
Protesting.
protesting and speaking what we need.
Tom has a couple. I think I sort of intentionally put in there, if Bonnie had been here, she was going to bring a copy of the Declaration of Independence. So we'll just kind of magic that in
All right, I'm not real good at, well, what's the word? I had the word, now I lost it. At the suggestive stuff of democracy. I'm not real good at the suggestive stuff, you know, the stuff that kind of indirectly implies
Symbolic.
democracy.
Symbolic.
Yeah, the symbols, yeah. But anyway, so I came up with words. One of the words that's really important to me, that reflects democracy and is required for democracy is community. And so-
Community.
Community.
And the other one, given so many different directions that we've come from and gone through, is no walls. You know, we don't want to exclude people from participation. The whole idea is to include. So I made up a for that.
Thank you very much. All right. Let me put these on first. Stars. Stars are hopes and aspirations. They're also symbols. So many symbols of America include stars, so. We're gonna sprinkle stars liberally, and I do mean liberally. And we're gonna put a rose in the very middle because a red rose symbolizes love. It symbolizes love of country, love of each other, love of our communities. And the very last thing that I'm going to do this is a rainbow collection of yarn, and it goes around the whole despacho, and it is our connection to all things that are possible. So what are the possibilities that we still have available to us? And that is our despacho for the preservation of democracy. Feel free to take pictures.
What were the hours for all these things?
Justice. Oh, anybody. Have to put the flag in.
Okay.
But that's all right. All right. Now, when you do these in the outdoors, you have to make offerings. This is pisco, which is Peruvian liquor of some sort. It's a little red wine, red for the earth, clear for the mountains and the sky. You feel like it's done? Something missing? What would that be? Maybe it's our intention and our attention. This one is done. Now, I'm glad you enjoyed the beauty because now it's going to disappear. I'm tying it up. Put your finger there. Thank you. This one. Now, the cloth that it's on is a antique weaving from Peru called a mistana, which is a cloth that shamans use to put their prayer bundles in, but also when they make a despacho, before we burn it, we wrap it in this cloth to protect it until its time has come to go into the fire. Thank you all. That was a wonderful despacho. Yeah, originally we had planned to burn it tonight at Linda Rice's, but given that the weather is, you know, a little iffy, she suggested that tomorrow night would be better. And so if you can join us at Linda's at 7, that's fine. If you think you will, let me know, because I told her I kind of tried to give her a number. I don't know what your schedules are like tomorrow. But 7 p.m. So if you can be there, well, actually, just let Linda know. That's probably better than me being the mediator for that. But I will take it home and take care of it until that time. And then tomorrow, the reason we burn it is that you can do several things. You could put it in the water, you can bury it. Those two things are really about the release, slow release of the energy that we've created here. If you need something to happen right now, you burn it. And so the smoke, in that tradition, the smoke is what carries our prayers where they need to go.
So
So
are you saying by Wednesday, everything will be all better?
I'm saying that we will have made a chink in the armor of evil.
Oh, that would be.
All right, well, I would say it's time to have snacks. So if you would, I did not say that we weren't singing. Don't be hasty. Yes, it is time to say goodbye. I hope that if anyone joined us on Zoom or as you look at this later on YouTube, that you had a sense of being part of this ceremony with us. So now we will say goodbye.